Yo, everybody, this is Narcoleptic Cheetah. We're in another episode of Factorio, and today we're going to set up green circuits, darn it. As you might have seen, actually as you saw in the beginning of this, I was setting up some green circuits, and then I kind of started thinking about it, and I'm like, I never actually calculated for the advanced machines, or the assembly machines 3. And if you look at it, the assembly machine 3 has a crafting speed of 1.25, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but that 0.25 actually winds up being a lot, because I wound up going through it, and I'm like, wait, the green circuits I had like speed modules and efficiency modules, and had it all kerfluffled up and doing belts and running out of stuff and all this stuff. And then I'm like, wait. If I actually calculate this, what does it come out to be? And it comes out that 18 green circuit assembly machines makes one full belt, and I had it at 24. That's 6 machines that are just going to waste. Not to mention consuming copper wire that it didn't need to consume. And I did more calculations, and it turns out that 18, or how about this, that one of these machines crafting green circuits will consume 7.5 on average, 7.5 copper wire per second, right? And then I was like, okay, so what is it times 6? Because 6 is as many. 6 is, what was 6? 6 was a full belt of copper wire, as I was figuring it, or something. Anyway, so 7.5 times 6 is 45. So that is a perfect ratio, and like I said, the developers definitely thought about this and definitely made it these ratios for an in-game scenario. So blue belts carry 45 items a second. Assembly machines, these advanced assembly machines, craft at a speed of 1.25. Basically, it all comes out that we can supply a full line of copper cable for pretty cheap in terms of stuff. So I actually, what that sequence was me redesigning the copper cable and the green circuit. So this would create a full belt. So that's 18 machines, and I did it so I could clean up the mess that it was. I had to get rid of all the beacons and all of the efficiency modules, and actually it comes out and works out really well. We actually don't need those things in order to make this work. In fact, if we had speed modules, we wouldn't be able to supply the copper wire, because this takes an exact amount of resources. So anyway, what I've decided is that I want basically the equivalent of 6 full belts of copper wire, or not copper wires, of green circuits. So each one of these modules takes 3 full lines of copper cable belts. So six of these things will take 18 copper belts, which is not bad, because a full copper belt, a full copper belt looks like this. So we're going to do actually 20, and I figured out that the copper needed for this is, so the copper cable needed, or the copper needed for this particular module, is half a belt. What this module does is it has 10 copper cables, or copper cable machines, producing 2 copper cable every half second, which is 4 per second. So at 1.25 speed, 10 is actually more than enough. It's 50 copper cable belts. That's why we have 10 on this line. And it takes half a belt of copper. So that means every 2 of these can be supplied by 1 copper belt. So I hope that's not too much math for you, but that's kind of the way I was like, wait a minute, I did this all wrong. So basically we need 10 copper belts coming in to supply the 20 of these that we're going to make in order to supply both the machines up north for our mall and such, and to provide for our green circuit array. Do we actually need this much? Probably not. This will probably take up, some of our resources, and we'll be able to use the rest for other things. The idea for this factory is that if everything were running at once, that we would have the power to power it, that we would have the resources to do it, and that we would have just everything, all our ducks in a row, basically, and everything could run. It's never going to run that way, but that's how it's designed. So we need to figure out where we're going to put 20 of these modules. I think this area is actually really good. I went ahead and tore out the old stop for the nuclear stuff because I'm like, these stops are actually way better designed, and that was just getting in the way. So I just went ahead and we got another nuclear guy. He's off, I guess, getting nuclear stuff. At the moment, I don't have... Now, does he get his coal up there, or is it supposed to be down here? I think it's supposed to be down here. What are we missing? We are missing iron plates, I think. Yep, that's what it is. We're missing iron plates. All the more reason to get these things set up and get going. This will get torn out at some point. I will probably terraform all of this into stuff just so I can have another breakaway or another set of stations, and we'll run all this stuff into that. That'll be fine. But for now, this is kind of working. I kind of sent it off early, and it's done. Okay, so I think it's fine. It's just kind of being slow. I mean, realistically, I think each of these have over 1,000 in them, and we have the huge belt that has a bunch in them. This is the main one. We still haven't touched this. Even with everything running, we were at like 1.1 gigawatts, and this setup right here provides 2.7, so we're fine. So we need 10 copper cable, basically. Oh, you guys may have noticed this, and I'm extremely sorry, but this guy right here puts on this bottom side of the belt, or if it were upright, it would put on the right side of the belt. It always puts on that side. The way I used to have it was this one was facing up, and so basically we had like a 4:2 ratio. Now it's fixed. I fixed it in the design and made a new blueprint, so it's all good, at least in all the new ones. Can't say for the old ones, whatever. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So this will be all copper coming in. And we're going to have to do something different for the cables going out. I don't think we're going to do green circuits right here. We're just going to do copper cables. That should work. I think. So let's think about this. This is another thing. Like, while I was making sure everything worked, I was like, I can think so much clearer with just without talking to you guys. I like talking to you guys, but it's so much clearer in my brain to figure things out like in a time lapse where I can just kind of sit there and I know I'm going to cut that particular part out. But it's boring on camera for me to go, what would it be if I did 18 divided by 3.5 times 2, whatever. I don't know the exact calculations again because, it's just a thing. And we're going to be out of these things because green circuits are horrible. So that's why we're fixing it in this episode. Actually, you know what? With this, I should probably go that way just so it's out of the way. Anyway, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, good. So let's get these copper cables. Oh my gosh, these are so small. I could almost... Oh man, can I? I could almost line them up with their respective line. I want to check that out real quick. Will that work? Thank you, bots. I don't think it'll. No, it's not gonna work. It's so close, but not quite. Although I could probably stagger it like this. In fact, if I did that, the doogamajiggers connect. That's a interesting possibility. And then, then it would just take up this space. I might do that, actually. Let's test. See how it'll go. Oh, wait. I'm lining it up with the middle thing, but the middle thing is where it exits. So realistically, I could probably bump this one over. Yeah. Okay. What we're gonna do is... Oh, you know what? That's a problem. I don't have a loading station for that same car. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do that sooner than later. Okay. Good to know. Alright. That's... Well, wait. No. I can customize this. I do believe. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to first change this up so that everything goes... Let's see. We're gonna do it this way. Perfect. And then we're just going to direct it that way. But before it gets there, I'm going to cut it off because basically what I want is this to work and then I want this one to go. I think... Never mind. I'm just going to work it out. Alright. Let me get rid of that for now. Get rid of this, and then I can dump this back into here. Okay. Good. Let's do the auto trash again of that because I don't want it to build up in my inventory. Okay. So now we can just do that. And let us rip that out. And let's do... Let's see. I want it to kind of... Actually, I probably should want it right about here. I mean, I really want it close. I think there will work. Okay, so let's just play around with this for a second. Say it'll come this way, right? And then jump the track here, and it's going the wrong way. That's okay. No. This is fine. The fact that that ends right there is perfect, actually, because now we can just do this, and we could do that, and we're just gonna say what I've been doing is labeling these just so I know it's going to be copper plates going on there. And these guys are coming in to fix this up. That's cool. So now, I still don't think these are good enough. So basically I was thinking about if I put that right there, zoop, and we copy what I just did here. Actually, yeah, sure, that'll work. Okay, I'm actually okay with that. So this is going to kind of keep moving down the line, but we can do this a couple of times, or actually we can probably do this all 10 times. 10 times, 20 times. Oh, wait, that's right. Okay, hold on a second. This is not one line per, it's one line per 2. So maybe actually what I should do is rip, well, let's not rip it out yet. Let us do something like this. No, like this, where there are, I think that's 2 belts. One, that's 1, 2. And that looks pretty good. So what I'm thinking is that each module will split like right here. That's actually a really good place to split it. So actually it'll split just before there. And we'll have something like this. Okay, so this is crap, but we can potentially work with this. So then this could come down between them and get a little action going like this. And maybe that again, actually. Okay. And then we can pull it over. Is that the same? Anyway, let's just grab this. That. Shift right, shift left. And voila, Bob's your uncle. This one is now supplying 2. Now, it's going to get a little hairier as we go down the line because we need this one to kind of come over this way first and then further and further and further. But I kind of like the way it's looking. Anyway, let me do some of this off screen or on a time lapse, and I'll be back in just a bit. Okay guys, we are back, and I did decide to put the circuits in. I discovered just how many stations we would need if I did just the copper wire, so I decided to turn the 3 sets of copper wire into one set, or every 3 belts of copper wire into one belt of green circuits. Basically, instead of 3 stations, I've got 1 station now. Or instead of 18 stations, I've got 6, plus another 2 of copper wire, plus another 6 of iron getting delivered. At first, when I built this array, I thought I messed up because I had the iron going in at the same place, but I discovered I could bring it along the top and drop it down, and then every time it drops down, it can just split off and then have an this other part just keep going, kind of a deal. And in fact, I probably should go ahead and do that. So let's just go ahead and, where am I? Let's go ahead and paste this bit. So this is just that. I did some calculations. I discovered 1 belt of iron could actually supply all 3 modules, or all 18 of the circuits things. And it's an exact measurement once more, which means, again, the developers designed it this way. So I'm just going to keep going with it. I think we've got enough, and I'm fine with that. If I need to throw on like some efficiency modules or something just to make sure it like loops and such, I'll do it, but I don't think we're going to run into that. Or we might. I know in the past I've done exact calculations, and then 2 seconds later those exact calculations are failing because one thing is moving faster than the other or something crazy like that, and it doesn't work the numbers don't work exactly even though they should. But I've kind of built everything on calculations. While that's not the best in the world, it will work, and I think, again, we're never going to be using quite this many things all at once, so we will actually have a surplus of items at some point. But anyway, so this little bit I converted into my green circuits and copper wires and all the stations I need for that, and I'm going to be able to have enough stations in order to get this copper ore on some belts and such. I have probably enough room for, I don't know, 4 to 5 extra stations. I don't think that's going to be what this is. I think that's going to be less than that, maybe 4, maybe 3, something like that. So I have enough room for that, and I think using undergrounds and such as that, we can actually get everything we want. This one has, like I said, 8 loading bays, and then it has 5, just because I ran out of room, has 5 unloading bays for the iron, and then this one is the 6th iron that will be unloading as well. I still have to set all that stuff up, but we are well on our way to getting circuits again, which is good because, as you may have noticed, we are out of stack inserters, which could be a problem. What we probably will do, we'll do a couple of requesters up north just to get some of these guys running, and then once we can get like a train going, I think we'll be fine, and I can like delete the requester chest. That'll be fine. Just notice that this doesn't quite connect. That is okay. I'm just gonna like take this and put it right here, and somebody will get that to that eventually. My fingers on the wrong keys. Okay, so like I said, we are all done with this section. We got copper wire done today. We've got green circuits done today. And this is way more green circuits than we ever had on the bus. Way more. So that's really, really good. We've got it all done. I'm going to set up the trains between episodes, get this running, get us some much needed stack inserters, much needed green circuits, and get the trains running there. So far, it seems like the trains are actually running pretty well. I originally had some ideas about not having anything on this line, but I discovered that nobody's going to use it if there's nothing here to be like drawn from. So I may as well use the space. In fact, it seems to me that the more you do on a line, the more crowded that is. So it's like you want to do some on one line, some on another. Like this line is going to be almost barren because it only has this and this one. Even these are not actually active anymore. So it's kind of cool. It won't be barren. Like this will move over here and we'll have some stuff based on that. What is this? Oh, it's pipe. Just out in the middle of nowhere. I think that's probably just left over from when I destroyed everything. So yeah, anyway, we're going to build some more stations over here, get some oil, get some coal and stone. Speaking of oil, this guy has nowhere to go. Okay. Ooh, we have no more oil. That's not the best. In fact, that's pretty bad. Because our sulfuric acid is made off of oil. This guy has 10,000. I'm going to go ahead and run him up the line to this unload part. But let's see. What do we have up here? It looks like, yeah, we still have some decent quantities of stuff. I think mostly because all this is backed up again, which is fantastic, by the way. Things being backed up is good, except for maybe these things. Still don't know what I'm going to do with those. I might create another array for this thing, except maybe 1 or 2, because I know I need this uranium-235 for the rocket fuel. But I mean, honestly, I was thinking just about bleeding this off like right here because we're so backed up on it, and just using the rocket fuel that way. I'm not totally worried about this. We're running a little low, but we're not desperate yet. We're not going to run out of electricity yet. And once we get this stuff running, we can get some more copper and such on the line. In fact, I think, don't quote me, but I think we can get actually I'll probably route this stuff up here. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to try to also get some of these ores on the line for next episode. So the next episode, I'm thinking we're going to probably start doing mall stuff. I just need to get some trains set up. This system works amazingly well. I think I've already said this, but I think it works amazingly well. And it's very nice just having a specific train going to supply specific things. There's no order. A lot like the bus, if something stole a bunch of, say, gear wheels off the bus, then there was nothing for things later down the line. That's not the case anymore. We have gear wheels specifically for different things on the line. So I think that's really good. Anyway, if you guys like the episode, please leave a like on it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next episode.